my name is Catarina Velasquez, and this is Stacy Montana, and we're both from Bibliotech, and we're actually really excited to be here because we know that this is a population that sometimes is underserved, and we've got a lot of really great resources for adult learners, and so we're gonna zero in on those resources, and then the other resources you'll have access to right from your flyer that we're giving you. Well, the first thing we want to go over is our website. First, I want to tell you a little bit about Bibliotech. We are the first all-digital public library. So instead of handing out paper books, we hand out e-readers like this one. This is one of our e-readers. This is a basic e-ink e-reader. It is a Nook Glow Light. And we download books onto this device, and people can check them out for 2 weeks at a time and bring them back just like a regular book. And we even have children's devices with children's content. This is a Nook HD, and we've got 150 books and apps that we actually level. So they're leveled reading for students from pre-K through 3rd, 4th grade. This is a leveled reading device, and so they could start at level A and go all the way to level U according to their abilities, their reading abilities. But in order to get access to all of our resources, we are going to go to our website at Bear Bibliotech, and we've got our website on the back here in orange, and we've got it in the front here, in the middle, on the side. We've got it everywhere. bearbibliotech.org. So that's where you're going to go to access all of our resources. And here we are at the website. You can see right up here, it says login or register. If you're doing this on your own time, we actually brought cards here today so we could register you today if that's something you want to do. But if you want to do it on your own, we did give you guys these little bookmarks. And you'll be able to follow the instructions and register online for your Bibliotech library card. It's going to give you a digital barcode. But that's where you would go to start that process. And if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we do actually have a physical location. Being all digital, that doesn't mean that we don't have a physical location, because there is some need for technology in some of our communities. And so really our space is a technology center. We've got computers, we've got the digital devices that people can download books onto and take them home. We've got a children's technology room where they can play with technology. And this is the location that we have right now. It's on the south side on Pleasanton Road. But we're opening our second location on the west side, and that's going to be open next month. The date is still up in the air because we're still under construction. But it's either going to be the 18th or the 25th of July. And it will be in a Saha development in the Gardens of San Juan in a beautiful facility. So we're very excited about that. We actually have a study room that you can check out. In fact, Ms. Carolyn and Kate will be using that room, and this is the process that we used in order to check out that space. We also have an events calendar. We've got a lot of different events, kids events going on in the summer, and that's a good place to look. You can also connect with us on social media. And if we scroll to the middle of the page, now if you're trying to inform your students about this service, this is really the heart of the page. And it's broken up into different segments, into ebooks, magazines and newspapers, audiobooks, movies, music, active learning, our databases. So we're going to focus on two main things today. We're going to focus on our books, our ebooks, 3M Cloud Library, and our databases right over here under databases. So we're going to start with 3M Cloud Library under ebooks. Now 3M is the company that we use to purchase all of our books, all of our digital books. So when I talk about 3M, I'm talking about books. And this is what it looks like on our, I forgot to open 3M. It does take a little bit of time, so the computer is thinking. But this is what it looks like on the tablet, and it's going to look the same way on the computer. And you would download the book, download the app. It's a free app, and it's also listed in your flyer. And that's what the app looks like, 3M. Right here on the left side of your flyer, you're going to see all of our app resources. And then the rest of the services that we have, you'll have to access from our website, bearbibliotech.org. But these on the side, you'll be able to download from your app store. And these are all free services, free apps. So here we are on our on 3M, Cloud Library. These are all of our digital books that you'll be able to check out. The first tab that we're on is featured. These are going to be selected books for whatever topic. So bestsellers, Pulitzer Prize winners. We've got different topics with certain books on those shelves. Of course, this is not our full collection. These are just the featured books for that month or for that week. They are switched out quite often. Let's go back to the top, and then we'll go to the Browse tab. Now, the Browse tab will be able to break it down into 4 main categories: fiction, nonfiction, juvenile fiction, or juvenile nonfiction. And from there, you can decide what category you're interested in, and the shelf will populate itself. So say, for example, we want to do anthologies. We would click on anthologies, and it loads right here. And then you'll be able to see, using that arrow, you'll be able to see all of the books, or you can look at the list view and see all of the books. Now let's select a book, and we would log in. Now if you're on your device, if you're on your app on your device, then you've already logged on. There's no need to log in. Because we're on the website, that's why it's asking to log on. But I can also hand this around and you guys can see what it looks like for yourself. So you would be able to see whether it's available for checkout immediately. Click on the borrow button and you'd be able to start reading immediately. Now, we do have about 65,000 patrons right now, and we've got about almost 31,000 books in our collection. We have, and we also have audiobooks that Stacy's pointing out and you'll be able to see that with the headphone icon, and that will tell you that it's an audiobook, and you won't see the text, you'll just be able to hear it. Now, because we are all digital, that doesn't mean that we have infinite numbers of books. Because each of these books has when we purchase a book, we're purchasing one license for that book. That means one reader at a time. So on those popular books, we would have to purchase multiple copies in order for multiple people to be reading simultaneously. So if you're clicking on a book and it says hold, that means it's currently checked out, and you'll add yourself to a hold list, and you'll be able to check it out when it's available. So we're going to log in right now so we can see what that looks like. Now, all of our budget, all of our funding goes to digital content. So if you do see a book and it's on hold for like 400 days, you got to let us know, because then we'll purchase more books. We don't want people to be waiting that long. So this book, for example, by James Patterson, is a very popular book, and this one's on hold for 32 days. Now, with some of these popular books, people are reading them pretty quickly. That's really like 2 people holding for that book. And so if they're reading it in 4 days instead of 2 weeks, then that hold time is going to be drastically reduced if they check it in early. So if they check it in 10 days early, then that's going to drop down to 22 days. And the next person's going to check it in 10 days early, then you're going to get it a lot faster than the 32 days. And that's generally what happens. That's just if you have to wait the full amount, then that's the length of time that you have to wait. And so those are our books. Once you've made your selections, you would go to the My Books tab, and you'll be able to see all the books that you're currently reading, be able to read it or return it. And you can see on the bottom it says expires in 12 days. So that was checked out 2 days ago. Now we can she can also see her holds or look at the history. So if you're reading Give and Take and it's taking too long and I didn't finish the last 3 chapters, then it's going to go into the history and you'll be able to check it right back out. And it'll take you to the last page you were reading, which is a nice feature. Now with digital content, you never have to worry about late fees, because if you forget to check it back in, it will automatically check itself back in, and you'll never have to worry about late fees. And that goes for all of the services that we have, which is a great feature. I really, really like that. Now, we're looking at a website right now. We're not actually able to read on the website. We can only read from a reader app. So right up here it says don't have a reader app yet. Go ahead and download that. So that's what it says on the website. But on your device, you would just look in your app store for that particular app and find it. So on this one, I can go to my app store, type in 3M Cloud Library, and you'll be able to find it there. Let me see. 3M. And if you just type in 3M, it generally just pops it up. And then there it is. And then you would download it. It's a free download. And then use your library card and password in order to log on. So that is 3M. At any given time, you can check out 5 books at a time and keep them for 2 weeks. If you do have any suggestions for books, please let us know, because we do purchase almost every Friday. And so if you have some suggestions, especially for your students, please let us know and we'll make those purchases on your behalf. One thing to remember that I notice when I'm using 3M and I'm searching for a book are the filters. Now let's go to the filters. Now you can filter by ebook, audiobook. You can look at all titles that are currently in our collection, or suggestions for the library. That means you're looking at all the books that 3M has to offer, and some of these, of course, are not in our collection, but you can make those suggestions for us, and then based on those suggestions, we'll make our purchases. Any questions about 3M? Yes, so you would download from your own tablet using your library card and the password. Yes. Yeah, and you could put your account on up to 5 different devices, and then they will sync with each other. So if you've got an iPad and then you've got an Android phone, they're 2 different platforms, but they will still sync with each other. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if you've entered it one time, then you're set. Yeah.
When you say library card, you mean the Bibliotech library?
Correct. I mean the Bibliotech library card. Yeah, we are separate from the city. Right. We are a separate entity. Yeah, we're the county library. Yes. Yes.
What is the overlap in books available between, just a regular library and Bibliotech?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Well, because
the question is, what's the overlap between the regular library, like Overdrive,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
uses, and Bibliotech?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know. Since we're a totally separate entity, we are working towards a partnership. We still don't know exactly what that means. If that means we are consulting each other on our book purchases, I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But right now, we go based on our patron requests, and so that's how we acquire our books. We also go based on libraries, in our school libraries that we work with, because we do work with 58 school libraries right now. We donated devices into those schools. And so if the librarian is saying we need X, Y, and Z, this is a required reading for the summer, then we purchase those books for those students. Any other questions about 3M? Yes. We're going to be opening on the west side. It's on Zarzamora and Brady. And it's in the gardens of San Juan Square. Yeah, that new facility, yeah. Absolutely. What kind of tablet do you have? Is it Android? Is it kind of? Yes. Yeah, you'll definitely be able to download all of our apps from there. All right. Any other questions about 3M? All right. Stacy is going to go over our databases.
Okay, so I just quickly want to mention, because we don't have enough time, we do have a lot of other resources on our website, down the middle of the page. Like Gata was mentioning, the ebooks, which we just went over. We also have Biblioboard, which is a new resource we added, Spanish collection. And under magazines, we have an app called Zinio, which is the second one on this app resource page. And those are digital magazines, unlimited, free magazines that you can check out, keep as long as you want. Spanish and English collection on there, as well as an active learning language called Mango Languages, which is our language learning application. 66 languages to choose from. You can learn any one of them: Spanish, French, Russian. There's also ESL courses on there, and it's really nice. Hopefully, if we have enough time, we'll be able to check it out. But that's another awesome one that we have. The one I'm going to jump to, that's going to be very valuable, is going to be on this right side of the page, and it is going to be the last page, third icon. It's called TechShare Databases. You have a username and password that you'll need to enter. So you're in our library space, you won't need to enter that, but since you're off-site, it will require that login information. So we're bringing it up, and let's see if it loads. It'll ask for your username login. That's what you use from here. Once you're logged in and you have your library card, you'll create an account. So that's going to say progress. That's going to show you all you've completed through the databases. Did it just log us in automatically? Okay.
No, I logged in.
Okay, so we entered password, username. This is what you're going to see. So there's a ton of databases. The one we're going to focus on is called Learning Express Library. We'll click on this link right here in the middle of the page. We'll click on that, and it's going to bring up the Learning Express. So this is where you're going to create your account. And this is going to be very, very useful, and I'll show you just how useful. So right now we're logged in, but we'll log it out to show you how you would create an account. It's going to ask for a barcode number, so that's your library card number. That's why it's very important you have a card, because that's what's going to give you the access to everything we have. So we'll click on Register right at the top.
Where does register button?
Or at the bottom of the page, there's also a Register button. It'll ask for, you'll select library card. You have to, click on that. You'll enter your library card. I think all of them are taken. We'll just enter a random one. It's going to tell us it's not valid, but we'll create an account. It'll ask for first name, last name, email address, and a password you want to create. You'll do all of that. So we've already done that. We're going to skip that process. So we'll go to login since we've already done it. Or you can sign it to the bottom as well. So we enter our information because we've already created our account. And now we're able to launch different testing and take the actual online assessments. So we're going to go to the High School Equivalency Center. That's GED Prep Test. English, Spanish Prep Testing. We click on that. It'll let you select different options. It'll give you like little guidelines to see if you're ready to take the test, so that's really cool. And we're logged in, so we're able to launch any assessment we want. When we click on launch, can you just click on? So we're going to do a skills check for spelling. We'll hit launch. And once we hit that, it lets you pick different test modes. So depending if you want to do it simulation, so it's timed, and once the timer goes up, that's it. There's a practice, so after your timer is done, it'll show you all the answers you got wrong. And then there's the learner, so as you go through question by question, it'll tell you right or wrong. So you can check your answer right then and there instead of waiting till the end. And this is the way it looks once you begin the test. So if we just select any random, like B or C, we'll check answer, because we picked the learner, I believe, right? And it'll say it's wrong. Tells you the topic that it falls under, so it's spelling, because we're doing the spelling, and consonants, that the subtopic. So it lets you know which one's the correct answer. There's also, if we go back to the, so I can show them the Spanish one. So we're going to go back. This was under the skills check. There's also different ones. There we go.
That one?
Yeah. So it's under, yeah. There's also building the skills. So once you do your skills check, it'll let you know at the end what you need to focus on. You can build up on that specific topic. And then preparing for GED testing. And like I said, there's Spanish ones as well that give you guides. So it's like a guide in Spanish. And then it lets you take the actual like preparation test, which is really great, really useful. So preparing for GED and then GED and Espanol. You can click on the Prepare for GED one. So we're going to click on the Prepare for GED. And that one is going to bring up on the little left sidebar. There's always going to be a sidebar on the left. There's two kinds of formats. There's some that even have ebooks that can be downloaded onto computers. So they're like study guides, what you would find typical in a Barnes & Noble, the test preparation guides that are usually maybe like $30 to $40 a copy. You can download those to your computer, and it's like however long. If it's 200 pages, you download the whole ebook format, which is really good. And this is the way it'll look. So ebook, and it give you the option to download. There's also the tutorials that we were just on that would be video. I think it's video format that show you how to go along the process. And then the actual testing, so reasoning through language arts, mathematics, practice test, science, social studies. So you can take advantage of all of that, and it's all for free. You just need a library card to create your account, and then you're able to start practice testing. You can also, I believe you can print these out. It'll just be a lot of pages to print, but you can print them out. Yeah. So the building your basic skills. Once you take that Are You Ready skills test and you see you need to practice on your spelling or anything else, you would build those skills depending what it was, reading skills, writing skills, and you would take the assessments to get a little better at it. So very useful, and it's very specific. So if you know what you need to practice on, this is probably the best place to go to get the appropriate assessments. Also under Learning Express, we have so we'll click on it again. We have a ton of other stuff besides GED testing. There's also an adult learning center, so it teaches you computer skills, basic computer skills, and it also has specific to different topics, so math, reading, science, becoming a better reader. And then we also have, can you go back to the other one? Where it lists all the, yes. It also has a job and career accelerator. So that's really good. Prepares you for interviews, and lets you actually view what's required for a certain career or job. So want to become a nurse, it'll let you take the practice certificates to become a nurse. So really good preparation for really anything you can explore. You can find a job, and it helps you with resume writing, cover letters, things like that. Do I have any questions on Learning Express? I know there's just so much on Learning Express. That's just a few of them, but there's so many other ones that you would just have to browse because there's a ton on Learning Express.
Can you access that first by going to text share databases?
Yes, so text shared databases would be from our website. You can scroll down. You can click on Start Here, or you can click on the direct link to Learning Express, whatever's easier. The text share is going to show you all the databases we have. So that's not only Learning Express, but it encompasses that. So there's kids research as well. It's for everyone through EBSCO. But if you just want Learning Express directly from our website, click on the link, enter the username and password, create your account, and then start your practice test, building your skill set. So that's Learning Express. No questions on that one?
Have you guys had any feedback as far as how we're doing with Learning Express?
I have not.
No, you know what? That's a very good point. We haven't actually asked those questions. We could identify how many people have logged in using their library card, and that's something that we haven't done. We've done a lot on the books, on the magazines, on all of the other resources, but that's something that I think we should do, and I'm glad you mentioned it. Yeah.
What would you suggest to tell our students who don't have a tablet, which is a good
Right.
Or
Well, you know, our library is kind of far. But I know the city of San Antonio also has a lot of these same resources. So if they're closer to a city of San Antonio library, I mean, the key for us is getting to a computer and getting that access. If they don't have it at home, then that would mean traveling somewhere to get access at a library or a school.
Yeah.
Oh, or here.
yeah, they could come in here.
So we would download that entire thing on each one of our laptops, and the students would use their library card.
Well, it's accessible through the web browser. So if they just open Chrome or Explorer, then you could just go to our website, Bear Bibliotech, and link from there. But one of the plans is to put our links, those shortcuts, on the desktop. So it really requires a little thought. Which is, okay, I see Learning Express, click there, I can enter. Yeah.
So our students can come here and do this, and do they need to make that a separate or?
Well, they could do it online. They could register online by following these steps, bearbibliotech.org, linking to the login or register, creating their account, and then it will give them a digital barcode, which they could put down here. And this will give them that ticket to get into and access all of the resources. One of the key things, though, for all of our services, except for 3M, is a email address. So they would need to have an email address, so that's maybe another additional step. So if they don't have an email address already, because they don't have a computer at home, and why would I need it, then that's one of the things they would have to do.
Yeah, they also have that
Yep, absolutely.
cost money.
Yep. Okay.
So Karen, just to answer your question, I mean, if students do want to come, I mean, there's generally computers available here.
Okay.
But if they knew that they were coming at a specific time and they wanted to get on the computer, if they let us know that, then we can set something aside for them. specifically. But they can also just come.
And at our physical library space, we do, I mean, one of the reasons why we developed the physical library space, because with the digital library, we really don't need a physical library space. But we do realize that there are a lot of people that require that hands-on training, that require some assistance on their devices, and our staff are dedicated to that. So if someone comes in and says, I don't know anything about a computer, I don't know how to turn it on, please help me. We are there to be with them the entire time, helping them through that process, because we do realize it's intimidating. It could even be intimidating walking into that space with nothing but computers and asking those questions. But we are there to help, and that's one of our main objectives for those spaces, is to teach those things.
I have to say, I was at your facility yesterday, and I was really impressed with the number of staff people they had. I was expecting 2 or 3 people, and that they would be just inundated and busy. There was a good, I'd say, 7 people at least that I saw there, maybe 8. And they were walking around, they had plenty of time to do tours and help people. It's an impressive facility and quite a lot of assistance for anybody who needs it. So if you go in with your learner, you two aren't on your own. Why don't you go in?
And the only thing they would need in order to get a library card when they are at the physical space is just some form of ID or mail that has their address on it. That's all. Any other questions about the library? We do look like we have a little bit of time for some of the other resources.
So we can show them Mango. We'll show you Mango languages, which is one of my favorites. That's the language learning application. This one will require, you can either do a quick start with your library card, quick start, and then it automatically logs you out after so many minutes of inactivity. But you can also create an account, saves your progress, lets you know what lesson, chapter you left off on. So we already have an account. We're going to log in, and we'll view all languages. The app is really nice as well. You can download this in app form or through a web browser. And like I said, 66 languages. So they're all on here. We added some new ones like Cherokee and American Sign Language, so it'll let you know which ones are new. Does anyone have a request they want to check out? Any language? Cherokee? I like Cherokee, yeah, that one's cool. So we'll do conversations, and this is going to be a conversational lesson. So it'll start off with a male-female conversating in their native language, and then as we go through the lesson, it'll break it down, and we'll learn bits and phrases here and there. It's really awesome. What I like the Cherokee, which I tried. It's really cool. It's really different. But on the app, when you pick a language, it'll tell you how many people speak it in the world. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool number to look at. So this is going to be flashcard based. The app is going to have like two mangoes talking to each other. It's a little different. But so Military Drive, we're about like 5 or 6 blocks down. South. South Pleasanton. So like there's a Peter Piper, there's an HEB, go south a couple of blocks, and we're on the right hand side here. By the tax assessor's office. So where you pay your property taxes and vehicle registrations. So we'll click on chapter 1. There's also, for some languages, there's placement tests. So if you know Spanish, if you know French, you can take a placement test. It'll place you where you need to be, so you don't start off at the beginning. So conversational goes in the beginning, what you're expected to learn, and we'll start it off so you can hear it.
By the end of this chapter, you'll be able to easily participate in a conversation like this.
Osio, Tohijo.
Osi, Wadon, Nihina.
Tohigo, Wadon.
Osta, Nusta, Doya Ditla. Kohi Iga, Doka.
What doing?
Hawa. Kohi ya, Dona Dagon Hai.
Dona Dagon Hai.
So it gives you the whole conversation. We'll jump ahead a couple of slides. What's really cool is, like Gata was...
Listen to the way you would say...
Like Gata was doing, she was hovering over it, and it translated it back to English. You could do that as we move forward. So we'll show you the first one, and we'll learn a word really quick.
Listen to the way you would say, hello.
Osio.
Now you try. Say,
Osio.
You know what? It's my Java. I need to update my Java.
Your Java. Okay, so we'll click on the word. It'll slow it down.
But normally the pronunciation, it will show, the phonetical pronunciation. I have to update my software. Sorry, guys. But it will normally show you, so it'll be easier for you to understand what they're saying.
Osio.
Yeah.
Osio.
So it slows it down for you so you get it. And then you click on the little speaker icon. It'll give it to you real time, so just like a native speaker.
Osio.
A little quicker. And then there's a really cool feature on the computer browser, on the app. It's called voice comparison. With your built-in mic, it records your voice saying OCO, and then it compares it to the native speaker. So it's pretty good, accurate training that you're getting out of this. And you can choose from any of the other 60, 65, 64 languages. So really good, really useful. And you would just go through the whole thing and learn sentences by the end, conversate.
Any other questions about
Any other questions about anything Mango, Learning Express, 3M? So we have what's called under active learning, atomic training, and that's where you can learn anything Microsoft, anything Google, Apple, Adobe, and they're video tutorials. So it's similar to like going on YouTube learning, but this goes straight to the topic. You don't stray off of that. You would create your account through here using your barcode number, so it'll ask for your card number. You enter that. You create first name, last name, email, password. Create your account, and then you're able to log in with that account. And you can learn Excel, you can learn Word, PowerPoint. So it has all Microsoft softwares, products that you can watch video forms. And it tells you what the topic is for each video. So if you already know how to like on Word, if you already know how to create the label using the wizard, you can skip over that. You can jump ahead. You can move back. So it does show you. So Word, and it lets you pick which one because there's so many updates, so many new versions. If you got a new Windows 8, it's like new to you. You can learn how to do that, as well as anything Apple. So if any of your learners come in and they have Apple product or something they just got, and they're asking you, you can actually watch videos and teach them how to use their new iPad, anything like that.
So are the emails just for downloading books, or could a learner come, check out an ebook and use their Kindle app?
For the adult one, which is the simple EE Technology Nook, this is just books, no apps on here. Yeah. For the kids, it does have apps, but it's specifically geared for kids. So we don't have any of the other apps on there. They're more reading applications. Any questions on Atomic? We do have videos on those. Or anything? Oh. Yeah, so we have them at Pleasanton Road. When we open up the second one, they'll also have devices for checkout available. You just need a library card. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Where would, for instance, my students go to find reading material that's adult interesting but is low level of reading? Where would you find something?
I would go to our to 3M, and we've got 3M open, right?
Yes.
So I would go to the browse function. Now, the nice thing about digital books is that I could have my tablet here, and I'm reading Fault in Our Stars, which is a young adult book, and nobody will have any idea what I'm reading. They could think I'm reading CNN or something, but I'm reading a lower level book, and nobody knows. Same thing with these devices. But I would go to the juvenile fiction or juvenile nonfiction, and I would go probably to the young adult books. So if you want to go to juvenile fiction, I mean, you're looking at book set levels for maybe your 9th through 12th grade levels, or even 8th through 12th grade levels. And you'll find them within here. I mean, please note that they will also be, since it's juvenile, you're looking at all children's books. So you're looking at children from pre-K up until about 10th, 11th, 12th grade. So you can also, during the school year, we have featured shelves for different grade levels. Right now we have them, let me look. We've got them as age ranges instead of grade levels. But so here's new young adult titles. So these are a lot of fun books. These are fun books, those YA books, young adult books, but they are geared really at an earlier reading level. During the year, we have them divided up by grade level.
Any other questions?
Can you create like a personal bookshelf?
We could create an each one teach one bookshelf.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We could kind of like go through and then get recommendations from people. 'Cause then, you know.
I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. When can we do that? Maybe next week. Maybe next week I'll email you, Thomas, and we can get together and see what books you're looking at. We can get together with our librarian and see if there's any books she would suggest, and we can create a each one teach one. I think that would be really fun, and they could go directly to those and see those suggestions.
Tutors, if you guys have suggestions,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. We even have testing books. So if you go into the study aids shelf, then you'll be able to see books for SAT or PSAT. So if they're thinking about going to college, then that's one of the tests they could take. And we've got that in the nonfiction section. It's loading right now. But if you even just did a search for SAT, then you would find books on those things. Now, our search function is not keyword search. It is a search for title or author. So you're not going to be able to look up topics. So if you just say sports, it's going to look for books with sports in the title. So here we did SAT. Any other questions? We are going to be here, right over here on the side, during the break and signing people up. So if you are ready to sign up, we have tablets to sign up, and we brought library cards. And so you'll be able to leave with your library card and start using all of our services. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can talk about being here once every 2 weeks or however you need us. I mean, whatever that need is, we can definitely set that up.
I'm sorry, part two training? Every monthly.
Okay. Yep. I mean, since we are all digital, we really take our library everywhere. So we could sign people up, give them another quick little tutorial, exactly, and offer other resources here in the space.
I think this is really exciting in terms of subject. Correct. Yeah, we can incorporate it into our tool orientation.
Yep. And we're going to leave extra flyers, and we can definitely leave more. So if you have someone that's coming in, say, here, take this. And here is a bookmark, so you can do it on your own if that's something you want to do. Or sit with them in the computer lab, follow the steps, and create their account for them. Also, in that atomic training that Stacy was explaining, we do have computer literacy classes. So basic computer literacy, the how do I turn on my computer? How do I create a Gmail account? How do I download my all of the thousands of pictures that I have on my phone that's taking up all my space? And print out pictures, different things like that. But basic stuff in a PC, Windows-based computer, and an Apple computer.
Just to let you guys know, one of the things that I'm working on is tablets. So that, you know, you come for a tutoring session with your student, you guys can check out the tablet right there, you know, right there at your table, so that you don't have to walk all the way back to the library. I mean, all the library, the computer lab, and, you know, you can have opportunities. So if anyone has any thoughts on who might be working to donate tablets or approach donation, please see me, because I would love it that we have 15 or 20 tablets that we can check out and help.
And another thought is using the space at Bibliotech. So if you guys are there, you could check out an iPad. You could check out a MacBook Pro while you're in the space and be able to use it there. We do. We do. We have two. We don't have a lot. We do have two though, and they're private. So you can check out that space, and it has a little dry erase board. You can use that. And at our new facility, I believe we'll have one study room on the west side. And then the east side location will be opening sometime in February of 2016. So that one will have additional study rooms as well.
And just to let you all know, each one teach one, some of you know, each one teach one is going to be establishing site satellite locations. So the timing is perfect because we'll be at Goodwill Careers Academy location, which is inside the Ella Austin Center at 1063 North Pine Street, and then also we'll be at the Compton at Springview, and that Springview is a housing work development, and it's on East Commerce in a street called Grimes, which is in South Rise, near Sequence College. So having them established inside as well will give one or two more options on that.
Well, thank you so much. And we'll be right over here if you guys want to sign up.